The Utah Jazz decided to start their rebuilding process when they traded Donovan Mitchell for Collin Sexton, most notably, and several other picks. What are your thoughts on this trade?
Wow. Like, I wasn't expecting that. So you mean to tell me the Knicks couldn't get it done?
Oh, New
The
York
Knicks
Knicks.
couldn't get it done, and Cleveland said, "Hey, we got something for you." Like what? Yeah, it blew me out of the water. As a matter of fact, I don't ever even remember hearing about the Cavs being in discussions
Exactly.
regarding Donovan Mitchell. So good for the Cavs. They got some people on their team that can keep their mouths shut. I'm here for it. I love stuff like that. Yeah, but it shocked me. I was shocked actually.
Yeah, me too. Did not expect to see Donovan in Cleveland. But let me tell you though, I do believe the Cavs won the trade, but check this out. Collin Sexton made out the best.
But
He was able
who
to get paid, right? 4 year, $72 million deal by being traded to the Utah Jazz. Good for
who
him.
who won the trade? The Cavs and Collin Sexton. You got to,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. 100% agree with you on that one. Collin said, no problem. Y'all want to give me this, what, 7.2 million qualifying offer. So I got to play,
Right.
another season with you guys. Now I'm going over here to Jazz. And that may be a better fit. We already knew they didn't want him in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so they didn't want him in Cleveland. So he had an opportunity through this trade to go and play for Utah and help rebuild that franchise with it. Hey, good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, I think there's more room for him to grow in Utah. I mean,
With
with
that,
Donovan gone,
yes,
right? There's a
yes.
big gap that Colin can fill, and he is no slouch. He was playing fantastic before he messed
Forget.
up his. Would he have a knee injury? But let me
Yeah.
tell you, the NBA is a cold game, right? They traded him away while he was nursing an injury that he sustained while playing for the Cavs. Joe Ingles was also traded away while he was nursing an injury he sustained with the Utah Jazz. There's no loyalty in this game. None.
Let me tell you though, the cold part. I'm the trade Colin Sexton to the Jazz, although he, gained his injury while he was playing for the Cavs. I'm okay. That one, okay, that's fine. That Joe Ingles one, what was he like 2 weeks injured? He was injured for like 2 weeks, and then they traded him. I don't even
Mhm.
think he did a month injury. He wasn't even on their injury list a month, and it was like,
Yeah, it was
see
cold.
ya. I
It
couldn't
was
believe it. So
cold.
yeah, again, no loyalty. So when we talk about no loyalty, so then no loyalty on both ends, no loyalty on the organizations, and no loyalty with the players. So what? Nobody's
Hmm.
loyal. Nobody's loyal. So pay me my
Yeah.
money. Colin, get your paper. Absolutely. Get your 4 years and see what you can do. And what's so cool about the Jazz, though, let's just be honest. Now, I know it's not going to be Jazz of old. And so we have to now shift our mindset on what we want the Jazz to look like. And as a fan, they're a new team, right? New team, new coach.
Hmm.
What's the best way to build? I mean, the coach, for real, the coach is the one that's going to be really winning because he doesn't have to worry about trying to um favor, coddle Donovan Mitchell during this whole process. He didn't want to be there. Whether they didn't want him there, he didn't want to be there. It would have been uncomfortable for everybody. So it is
Right.
best that Donovan Mitchell finally left wherever he landed. But if you think about the Utah Jazz as an organization, the move was I mean, where they can start their 2023 season is best for them with just this new face. And so I'm happy about that.
The Utah Jazz picked up a ton of picks all the way through like 2029. If you think they are not looking for the future, and Dwayne Wade didn't have his hand in this because of the big names coming out of the draft in the next couple of seasons, do you think they weren't thinking in the forethought to say, oh, we might be able to pick up, Bronny, maybe, potentially?
Yeah.
I
But no,
mean,
absolutely. They're not thinking about, I don't think they're thinking about win now. They're thinking about prepare now for what our future looks like. That's how I see what the Jazz has done in this offseason. It's about prepare now for what our future looks like. It's not win now for them. I don't see. However, if Colin Sexton and in your 2021 six man of the year and Jordan Clarkson, and you got your new All-Star 2021 All-Star and Mike Conley, and you got Bojan Bogdanovic. If they can help get you to a nice playoff spot, that would be amazing.
It's not gonna happen. Can we just talk about how the Utah Jazz with this trade have opened up a spot in the West? Because the Jazz have always
Absolutely.
made it to the playoffs. The
Always.
problem was getting out of the first round. Now they're not going to even make the playoffs, which could potentially benefit teams like the Pels, maybe even the Blazers, the Timberwolves, teams that are on the bubble. The Jazz are going to be an afterthought. Let's just face it. They might be, ranked 12 to 15.
Yeah. So then really we should be talking about for the 2023 season, who's going to replace the Jazz. Like,
for real.
I know it's really bad, but Collin Sexton, I'm glad you got your paper. I think this is a great start for you. Hopefully they'll be able to build around you. Maybe he is the newest person that they build around. I don't know, but he did come out favorable in this particular trade. I agree.
Yes.
Now for the Cavs though, Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland in the backcourt, I'm not mad at that.
Ooh, wait.
I'm not mad at it. There's some shorties, but I'm not mad at
it. Definitely short, 6'1".
I'm not mad at it.
Good thing is though, they had the big boys in the back.
Baby, everybody else. Everybody else on the team are towering over everybody. Everybody else, and that's okay. I just think that they'll be able to figure out how to play. I cannot wait. I can't wait. I feel really. This is so funny because I'm like really. I was already excited about the Cavs anyway, without Donovan Mitchell being on their roster. I was looking forward to their 2023 season without Donovan Mitchell. But now that Donovan Mitchell is on there, I'm like, what will their season end up like?
I have to admit, when I originally heard about the trade of Donovan to the Cavs, I didn't like it. I didn't think it would benefit Darius Garland, who's coming off a phenomenal season. But then when I let it set in a little bit, let it marinate, I was like, you know what, this might work. Because now the Cavs, I thought they were Eastern Conference contenders without Donovan. Now, there's no doubt in my mind that the Cavs will be definitely top 6, might even mess around and be the top seed in the Eastern Conference.
Top seed?
Potentially.
Did you stretch before you reached?
I'm just saying, they're really good now. They could potentially have, come on.
Top 6, yes. Top Eastern, no. Top 6, I give. But not top
loads of potential. Donovan Mitchell,
top 6, absolutely. Well, they have do I believe they can have a solid playoff spot? When I say solid, I mean 1 of 6 in the Eastern Conference. Yes, the potential's there, but to be at the top spot, nah.
Okay, I
we talked about height because they have so many bigs on that roster. Another thing that I'm concerned about when we're talking about the Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell is that they're not really great defenders. So, there'll be some ways to get around that. And I can't wait to see how that unfolds in 2023. So,
yeah, they're not. But you know what? Trae Young's 6'1" too, and he's not either. It has to be just these guys are too big that they play against.
That's fair. And maybe we shouldn't expect them to do that. But see, that's why you need people on your roster like your Pat Bevs. He ain't big, but he got that dog. It's who else is on that roster is going to give you that? That's what I'm saying. So if it's not your starters, which is okay, who gonna be able to come up when they need to be a quick switch off for a minute to give you some of that dog? Who gonna be their Pat Bev?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Who gonna be Ricky Rubio? I like Ricky Rubio. I'm just saying he's not gonna be that. He's not gonna be that dog. I'm just saying, who's gonna be that when you need it, especially as they go through the Celtics. They're gonna have to go through the Celtics
and the Bucks
Ooh.
And the Nets. You know what? Can I retract my statement? The Cavs will not be the top seed in the East, but they'll definitely be top 6.
I can top 6. Just cannot give them top. No, you just mentioned 3 teams right now. But Celtics. And who'd you mention?
The Bucks.
We ain't talking about the Sixers.
We ain't talking about the Nets. Really? The Nets. I know you're not on the bandwagon for the Nets. But I have to get on because Ben is back. Fully healthy. KD has bought in, and we're gonna see Kyrie for the full season. I'm just gonna say I'm on the bandwagon for the Brooklyn Nets.
I'm not on the bandwagon.
So they're gonna be top 6 as well.
I believe they'll be top 6. I'm just not on the bandwagon. They gooped me for 3 years straight. No, I'm not doing it this year. Now to prove it to me. I may jump on the bandwagon when we're talking about like at the end of the season because they've proved it to me. Prove it that y'all gonna be able to stay together and play together for a season. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Under Coach Nash.
under Coach Net. Okay, but back to the Cavs.
Yeah.
I just think that their season is bright. I am excited about that. I think that Donovan Mitchell will be able to now maybe under a different light, different team, he'll be able to, I don't even know how to say
He's
it.
been like on the cusp of greatness, if you will. Been the best player on the Utah Jazz for several seasons. Did all he could, but just didn't have enough help. Now he's got the help.
Maybe that's what it is.
But see, my thing is like, well, how will he accept it? Because he's not used to having as much. I mean, you got Darius Garland to help you. Darius can easily, get you 25 and 15 assists. Donovan's used to having the ball in his hands. You got these two dominant bigs. Donovan's used to playing with Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert didn't command the basketball. He didn't have to worry about that. Now Donovan might have to funnel the ball to Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen.
Yeah, and I've been reading a lot of articles where they're saying that Evan Mobley is going to be the future of the Cleveland Cavaliers. The success of the Cleveland Cavaliers will go through Evan Mobley, from what I've been reading. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he needs that though to enhance another element of his play making, of his game. Sometimes he's been with the Utah Jazz since day one. And I really believe the fallout from the Utah Jazz came when the league shut down. I believe they have been holding on together, but I don't think they've really been able to gel as tightly as they've been prior to that. I think that was a demise. That was a demise of the previous iteration of the Utah Jazz with Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. It happened in 2020. I really believe that.
Yeah.
But they were professional enough. They were professional enough because if we all know if you are working, you have to be professional, and you have to work with people that maybe things are just not the same, and they were able to make it happen and still get to the playoffs and still kind of be semi-successful. So good for the Jazz starting fresh, good for the Cavaliers and Donovan Mitchell starting fresh, and yeah, I'm okay with the move now. I agree. It did settle in for me too.
Yeah.